And so I'm back. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. You know, I was starting to lean towards the side of being like, you know what, Connor's opinion actually was a little bit off. Just a tiny bit, just not that great, not that great of a take. Because I was listening to the bombardment of comments that were being like, no, he actually is implying that Hololive is talentless, full of talentless people. And I thought, you know, maybe that's what actually was going on. But then somebody sent the full clip to me. The full discussion of what he was talking about with Iron Mouse. And honestly, now I really can say 100% with certainty that his opinion really wasn't that bad. Actually, he makes a lot of good points here. Although I will say that I think he came on a little bit strong with his opinion, but so does Iron Mouse. I'm going to be reacting to the full clip just so I can give you guys an idea of what actually happened, and we'll just talk about it here. So let's get right into it.
I feel like those, you know, these kind of, a lot of these forms, when I read them, it's like, I mean, you would read it, right? And you'd know exactly what they're looking for. So it's a lot easier to direct someone and be like, oh yeah, just say this. Just fucking lie. Just say.
What? Lie on a form? Are you crazy?
No, come on. Fuck off. It's like a job interview, right? So you know if someone's like,
I've never lied on a job application.
Dude, I lied all the fucking time. When they're like, do you love your job? I'd be like, 100% yes. I love it so much. Love it. I love working. I love doing 9 to 5. Fucking love it.
I can't believe this. You're a liar.
Bro, if you don't lie on job interviews, you're a schmuck. I've never even used that word, but I'm using that word just for this.
You're a schmuck?
Bro, you literally, everyone lies on job interviews. If you...
Fuck, where are you from? The 1890s?
If you're not outgoing, say you're outgoing. If you're not charismatic, say you're charismatic. It doesn't matter. Just...
People are gonna fucking find out that you're not charismatic and outgoing the second you get the fucking job!
You're not...
Okay, so I just wanted to stop here for 2 seconds. Connor has a point. Like, nobody's 100% honest on job interviews. Even I wasn't 100% honest on my job interview. If you're 100% honest, you're not gonna get the job. I think that's just common knowledge now. I mean, I'll give Iron Mouse the benefit of the doubt. She says something a little bit later, which, I mean, it'll make sense in a moment. But like, yeah, most people lie, or at least they exaggerate things. Kind of twist the truth a little bit, so it's not a complete lie, but it's not the truth completely. I mean, do you think I would get a job if I admitted, like, I love staying at home, I don't like going outside, I have anxiety interacting with people, and then I'm supposed to, like, teach people? Like, no, I would not get the job. And I get where she's coming from when she says, oh, they'll figure that out. But the thing is, you can learn, and you can also just push yourself to be that person and to really try. Like I said, I'm not really good with people IRL. Like, I might seem like I'm great here, I might seem like I'm charismatic and oh, look at the puppy, look at them go, fuck. But IRL, it's completely different. I'm very shy, I'm very quiet, I have a hard time actually talking to people, but I try to put on a certain act with it. I look at other people and how they act with their students and go, okay, I just need to copy that. The second you have the job, you're going to give it your all so that you can maintain the job. So yeah, people aren't gonna be 100% honest with how they are as a person, or if they like the job or not, because they're desperate for the money. They need the job for something. They need to survive. Obviously, you shouldn't lie about things that they can find out about, like saying that you have a doctor's degree when you don't. But things that they can't check on, you can. Nobody's gonna go up to you and be like, you said you were charismatic, but you're actually not. Nobody's gonna do that. Nobody's checking that. They can't prove that, really. So for now, yeah, I agree with Connor in what he's saying.
You're gonna get the fucking interview unless you say it, though.
Yeah, but you're gonna get the interview. They're gonna be like, who the fuck is this motherfucker that walked in? I thought I was getting
at least you made it to the interview.
I got a fucking baked potato.
At least you made it to the interview.
What the fuck? Lying gets you nowhere. Lies always come out.
Bro, it's...
Well, you know, Iron Mouse is such like a fluff ball where I think she's seeing everything through rose-tinted glasses, but unfortunately in the real world, lying is something that you need to do. Like, you can't be 100% honest. I was 100% honest about a lot of things before I had a job, and honestly, it fucked me over in so many ways. You can't, either you don't mention something, like you don't have to lie, but don't mention it. Like, don't go to a job interview and be like, hey, I have depression and I have a hard time getting out of bed. I might not show up to work sometimes, because they're gonna fucking not hire you. You can't say that, you know? Even if that's the truth, and you might want to warn them about it, you shouldn't, because they're not gonna hire you. They want to get good employees for their customers. They don't care about your life. They don't care about your sob story. They don't care if you have some disability and you're just very desperate for money. They don't give a shit, because it's going to affect their job. If you're not a good employee for them, they don't want you. That period. That's all there is to it. So sometimes you just have to bullshit a little bit. If you can lie a little bit here and there, exaggerate, make yourself look better, then you are more likely to get that job. Then just do what you can to keep it.
It's like in any interview, in any application, you should always be exaggerating or just
exactly
lying about your skills.
What the fuck? Are you for real?
100%.
Yeah, exactly. No, he's right.
Literally, you are actually hurting your chances massively by not playing up things about yourself.
I'm not good at working with people, honestly. I'm not good at working, like, okay, in a team, in certain, like, scenarios, let's say, I can do it, but I'm very awkward around, like, real life people, and it's hard for me to work in groups and to, like, I don't know how to explain it, but you get what I mean. But I'd say, like, oh yeah, I'm very good at working in teams. I'm very cooperative and communicative. I will say that because it will make me look better, you know? And sure, that might seem like, oh, you're a fucking liar, but Jesus Christ, I need to make money for a living. I need to pay my rent somehow. Do you think being honest is gonna get me there? Fuck no, it's not. So honestly, can I just say, like, while it does, like, I know some people who'd be really irritated by somebody who doesn't know this kind of stuff, like, because it's so common knowledge. I'm almost a little bit happy to see that Iron Mouse doesn't know. It tells me that she hasn't gotten to experience that kind of thing, that kind of stress and, like, hardship. And, like, I know some people will be like, well, fuck you because you don't understand us. It's like, you know what, I'm kind of glad she doesn't, because it's just like, I don't want anybody to have to go through that. Having to lie and really just do everything in your power just to survive in the world. It sucks. So seeing somebody so innocent is like, it's like a breath of fresh air. I don't know how to explain it.
How would I know? I never had a fucking
you've
job.
never to fly.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. Like, at least she admits it, but like of course she, like, doesn't understand this stuff. She's never had an actual job. She's only been a VTuber or, you know, a streamer and whatever. There was a point where I didn't have a job, but that's mostly because my family was like, no, you shouldn't work, and my family is really weird. I mean, everybody's chilled out now that I've, like, moved out and gotten a job, but at the time I was told, like, I just shouldn't have one, essentially. And I really didn't know anything about the world. In fact, actually, like, going off of how she is, I was actually told the opposite, that everybody's, like, lying, everybody's trying to manipulate you, nobody's actually telling you the truth 100%, people are always just trying to do something horrible to you. And when I got out, I realized that, well, that's not fucking true. Not everybody is a fucking asshole. There are good people out there, and she just might have had the opposite experience where she thinks everything is good, everybody should be honest, everybody, you know, should be like this and that it's not required for survival in this world. She hasn't experienced that, you know? And like I said, I'm honestly glad that she hasn't, because it sucks. It really does suck, but I do think she should be a little bit aware that it's a thing, because I feel like right now she's seeing it as like, if you lie, you're bad. Like, how could you lie? But like, people struggle when they don't. It's the unfortunate truth. People struggle when they don't lie or don't try to hide certain things in order to survive, which is why, like, can I just rant for a second? I really like the system in Sweden. When I was living there for a year, and I went to go just check out the like office that's for helping you find a job. There's a job finding office. They ask you so many questions. Do you have a disability? Do you have any mental disorders? Because they will help you to still find a job based on that. If you have a problem with, I don't know, lifting things, I don't know, I mentioned like, well, I actually have like a heart condition. I can't like stress myself too much. They were like, okay, that's fine. We can find somebody else to do that aspect of the job for you in your job. So somebody will take care of the parts I can't do while I take care of everything else. Does that make sense? So I wish that system was everywhere, because I think that a lot of people wouldn't have to suffer so much in their jobs, you know, where they have to hide their physical and mental disabilities in order to get the job, you know, because then something can like just go wrong, like something could trigger their problem. I don't know, if they have to make a bunch of phone calls but they have social anxiety, they might not make those phone calls and they'll get in trouble for it. But if they already knew about it beforehand and they're like, okay, well, we'll get somebody else to do these calls for you, that would solve so many problems. Sorry, I just had to rant about how good Sweden is for a second with the job system. Anyways, continuing on.
Because literally, it doesn't matter. They don't give a shit about what you wrote on the application when you get in the interview, because the only thing they care about, if okay, let's say you're doing a job that requires a degree, like an actual degree, like not those jobs that are like Walmart cashier requires a bachelor's degree, because that's bullshit. That doesn't matter. But like if it's like engineering and you need an engineering degree, right? You have that degree. At that point, all that matters is that you get to the interview and that you smooth talk and that you do well. It literally doesn't matter if you're like, I was #1 at sailing in whatever or nonsense like that, or I love talking to people, even if you hate talking to people.
Yeah, exactly.
But like also, I think there was
her dreams.
There was
are being
questions.
I'm so sorry.
These are the kind of questions I think are just absolutely stupid questions, because I just think there's absolutely no way of answering it other than the way that you've asked the question. So I think there was a question on the Hololive form that was something along the lines of why do you love streaming, or why do you want to be a streamer? And I hate these kind of questions, because I feel like, well, I'm just going to give you some nonsense reason as to why, because I just like doing it. Why do I need to justify more than that? I feel like those kind of questions I hate. It's like, why are you passionate about this? I don't know, because I want to advance my career.
Why? What the fuck? What the fuck do you mean? If you're passionate about something, why can't you explain why you're passionate about it?
Because if there's just...
It just means you're not passionate about it if you can't explain it.
No, because if you explain it, right, on paper, it's just going to look like a bunch of shit. It's going to look like you're not...
How is it going to look like a bunch of shit?
Because you're reading this. Imagine it. You've read 10,000 applications.
Yeah.
You read another application where someone tells you, oh, this is my story. This is my reason. You probably roll your eyes like, all right, I get it. Okay, I've read 10,000 of these today. I'm going to go on to the next one, right? Those are the kind of questions where that question is not going to determine whether you get the job or not. So it's a completely wasted question. Because like
that's true. I will say one thing in regards to this. So he does have a point that like saying like, oh well, I'm passionate because of this and this reason. It's like, okay, sometimes I think that the interviewer might, not interviewer, but the people who are looking at the application might read through that and be like, oh, that's actually a really interesting reason. But most people, I think, will give the same kind of answer, you know? Everybody has their reason for why they want to be a streamer, and honestly, it's really hard to write down on paper. I kind of think Iron Mouse is wrong with saying that if you can't explain it, that you're not passionate about it, because I can't really find the right words for why I like doing what I like doing. I mean, the short of it is I like talking about these things because I like spreading a good message. But that's not the only thing. I can't like write a whole book on the like application, but it feels like I would need to write a whole book in order to explain everything, every aspect of this. So I mean, it is a kind of sucky question because you have to like limit what you're going to say in the application. You can't write too much in the space that they give you. It kind of sucks. Like, you're just gonna say I'm passionate because I don't know, I love interacting with people. I love making people smile. People usually say that. Like, anytime I ask anyone else, like even on like VTuber Amino or just anybody who's a VTuber, they're just like, I just love making people smile. Even on Twitter, underneath like those, like, what are they called, like PNG drop threads, people are always just like, I just like making people smile. I just like making people smile. I just like making people's day. It's always the same thing, you know. And I think that is generally why people go into the entertainment industry, because they want to like bring joy, or they just like doing what they do because it's fun for them. But I mean, there's so much more to it for each person, you know. So it's, yeah, I do find it a little bit of a pointless question, especially when you can't write that much about it. So it's kind of hard to answer. I don't know. If you can give a pretty decent answer or something interesting, that the interviewer might look at that and be like, oh, okay, this sticks out in my mind a lot more, you know? So I don't think that it's that they don't look at it at all, you know? I think that's a little bit of a stretch.
You know, at the end of the day, that's not going to be why someone's going to be picked, right?
I think in a normal job, yeah, but when it comes to the entertainment industry, it's a little different.
I don't know. I disagree.
I disagree too. And you know why? It's not because I don't think like passion matters, but I think because it's more about, can you perform? Because I see a lot of people who are like, I'm passionate and I really care about this thing, but they're just not good at it. They're just unfortunately not good at the thing that they are passionate about. Somebody can be passionate about art and make art every day, but their art could be shit. So I mean, it doesn't matter in the end of the day. Somebody can be passionate about making videos every day, about streaming every day, being a VTuber, but they just might not be entertaining for whatever reason. They might not have that spark that makes them a very good VTuber, essentially. Fucking, there's people out there who say that they're in the entertainment industry, but they don't like their job. But they look like they do, because they portray themselves that way. They know how to look good on camera. They know how to look like they're having fun, even if they're not at all. I really don't think it's just about like the passion thing. It's definitely about what you put on the application that makes you a good candidate. Okay, anyways, enough ranting. You get what I mean. Let's continue.
I think those questions are just there to just fluff the application.
Yeah.
I don't know, because you see, you get one person, you put two people together, you put one person in the same room as another person, okay? One person, the other person, all the same qualifications. One person talks about how passionate they are, the other one's like, meh. Who the fuck are you gonna pick?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying, but like, you have to give...
The one who has heart and passion!
No, I agree, but I'm not saying that you wouldn't put the heart and passion down. What I'm saying is that everyone is going to be putting the same things down. Everyone's gonna say...
Yeah. I mean, nobody's gonna, like... That's the thing, like, I don't get about Iron Mass's argument, is that, why would you say meh? Like, I don't really care about streaming if you're applying for it. It would be weird to be like, oh yeah, I know how to stream, I'm gonna be a good VTuber, and then be like, well, I don't really care about VTubing. It doesn't make sense, does it? So yeah, everybody is going to be putting the same thing down there. The thing is that if you didn't know that one person was super passionate and the other person didn't care, if you just look at their qualifications and they both have the same qualifications, they're both very, very good for the job. It's not like the person's going to admit that they don't actually care, you know? If they did admit that they don't care, I don't think that they would get the job, but nobody's going to actually admit, like, I don't give a shit about this job. I just wanted to apply, because they won't get the application, bro.
all I want to do is stream.
guess.
You know what I mean? Because even if
But that's
you're
not what they're looking for. They're not looking for a person to write the same shit over and over again. They're looking for the person that didn't write the same shit over and over again, which is why they fucking ask those questions.
yeah, but this is what I'm saying. Because like,
I do think that's a little bit true, though.
Let's say you tell me your reason for streaming, right? Who am I to judge if you're telling me the truth on your motives or on your passion for streaming?
I mean, I think it will come out in your work in the way you stream, because if
Right,
you
but
get a
not-
person
but not
and
a
a person's
question,
like, I
but-
love streaming, but then they start streaming and they suck ass and they're like unpleasant the whole fucking time, it's obvious they didn't fucking care about streaming to begin with.
Yeah, but
She's seeing it in such a black and white way. The thing is that people won't show that aspect. If they're trying to get the job, they're not going to let it out that they don't like streaming. They're going to still portray themselves as, oh yeah, I love this job, and continue to act like it in front of their employers because they want to continue having the job. You have to treat it as if it is your passion, essentially, if you want to keep the job.
I agree in that sense, but this is like a question. It's just, a question of, it's like, do you want to work? It's like, oh yes, I really, really want to work. It's like,
Yeah,
there's
nobody's
only one way of
don't.
answering it. I don't know if it's supposed to be like,
Yeah,
to
there's
catch
only
people
one
out
way.
or what, but like,
There is only one way of answering that question. Yeah, there are people like who ask like in interviews like do you want to work here? And you have to just be like, yeah, I'd love to work in this place. It's my dream, even if maybe it's not. There's no other way to answer it. I mean, what are you gonna say? No, I don't want to be here. Like, what the fuck then? Why are you applying, Clearly it's for some other reason, but you can't really be like, oh yeah, I just want to make money. I just want to make mad cash.
I'm convinced on the question like that, 80% of people will write along the same lines something similar. Maybe someone will do something more heartfelt than someone else, but in
Yeah.
general, it's everyone's going to write a similar thing. The questions
is
like
true.
that, I think,
Yes.
are just mute.
I guess.
And there was other
I know
questions
that's
on it which
true
I think is a lot
because-
more.
I know that's true. I just wanted to say really quick, I know that's true because I've literally seen people write the same thing over and over again whenever somebody asks them why did they want to become a VTuber. It's always just, I just wanted to make people happy. I just wanted to entertain people. I've yet to hear like a really interesting answer for that.
Relevant, just like you're
I'd rather
streaming.
not lie on an application though.
No, but like I wouldn't say lie, but you very much twist the truth, and
You twist the truth, but then when you get the job, you don't remember how you twisted the truth because you don't remember how you filled out the application,
Alright.
and then you don't know which lies to keep up or not.
All right, POV. Okay, POV.
Okay, so just wanted to say something about that really quick. Like I said, she's never like had like a job or like filled out like an application. She hasn't had like a CV, a resume, so she probably just doesn't know. But you can like say like, oh, I love hiking and I play tennis and stuff. They're not gonna check that, and you don't have to ever mention it again. They're not gonna care. It just makes you look like you're a cool person, I guess, rather than saying, I don't know, I sit at home and just eat junk food all day. Like I'll lie and say like I like going jogging outside every day. I don't do that, but just to make myself look a little bit better and like, oh, look at me, I'm such a cool sporty person, I'll just make myself look like I have hobbies. I guess I might tell the truth and be like, oh yeah, I like art and stuff, because then I could talk about that, but I'd never have to mention like any sports activities ever again. They're not gonna ask you and try to check if you actually are doing that kind of thing. They don't give a shit. They don't care about your fucking hobbies. Putting little things in here and there, but not really taking it too far where you have to keep up some huge lie that you told. You can maybe know a little bit, like let's say you want to be an accountant. I don't fucking know. And you need to know how to use Excel. Okay, say that you know a lot about Excel. Maybe you don't. You maybe only know a little bit, but you can go home and start watching YouTube tutorials. There you go. You do things like that, and I think that's fine. Take the good aspects of yourself, exaggerate it. Do what you can to make yourself look good. Don't go overboard where people will realize that you're just lying about everything, but don't just tell the honest truth with everything either, because you won't get the job. You can't completely lie, but you also can't completely tell the truth either.
I'm gonna put you in a situation that a lot of people are probably in.
Okay, here's the big
Right,
one.
so something like Hololive is a good example for this, because it's almost instant success. You don't have to be a good streamer.
Almost.
You will get success, right? Because you're part of Hololive, right? You'll get money. You'll get a lot more money than most people will see in their lifetime monthly, right? We agree on that. Is that fair to say?
I think we should change the subject.
Okay.
Can I just comment on one thing? I don't think Iron Mouse meant anything bad here, but I don't think her response to his question was that great. As a friend, if I see somebody's kind of treading on like thin ice or saying something that could be wrong, I would just happily correct them, talk about it, be like, are you sure you mean it that way? Or did you more mean it like this? I would just try to like steer them in the right direction, try to save them from potentially destroying themselves if they really were saying something bad. But just being like, I don't want to talk about this anymore, makes his opinion look 10 times worse. You know, if somebody said something wrong and I just went, oof, anyways, and just changed the subject, you'd look at that opinion and be like, wow, they're such a dickhole. You know what I mean? I feel like in most situations people should just, you know, correct what somebody said rather than just brushing it off, going past it, talking about something else, because it just makes it look a lot worse in my opinion. But I don't know, man. I wish she just talked to him about it. I feel like that would have cleared a lot of things up.
All right, fine. You get okay. Point being is that people, once you get the job, it doesn't matter what you said on the application, right? Because you just have to perform.
That's the key. That's the key thing. This is why I wanted to look at this, because Connor saves himself with that next line. It doesn't matter what you said on the application, as long as you get the job and you perform. Performing. You manage to do what you can to keep the job. That's what I was talking about. It's not about not having talent or I guess, like, you don't necessarily have to have talent, but if you do things to perform well, then you're gonna get the job anyways. And a lot of people just see it black and white as, oh, that is talent. You have talent, that's why you're managing to keep up. But it might not always be like a natural given gift. I copy how other people talk a little bit, how they act, how they do their thing, while imposing my own self into that. You know what I mean? So I watch other ranters, I see how they talk, I kind of copy the way they talk, but also I'm still myself. So I'm mixing those things together. But if I was completely myself, I would probably be very like not energetic. I would just, I don't know, I would talk like this and it'd be really boring, I guess. Because I usually just talk like that. I don't really get into it, you know what I mean? I don't really get super excited unless I'm like with close friends. But with strangers, I'm very mellow. So I know I can't do that here, so I'm like, fuck, I just gotta imagine like I'm talking to a friend and just get into it. Get into it. That's what I mean. So I mean, it's not my natural talent because I wasn't naturally outgoing. It's me trying harder to, you know, compensate for that. Maybe there is a little bit of talent in how I speak, how I go about things. Maybe there's something there, I really don't know, but it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be sheer talent all the way. That's not to say, Connor isn't saying like, if you are a part of Hololive that it's not because of your talent. I think all of the people who are in Hololive are quite talented. Yeah, it doesn't, the point is that as long as you put on your application good things, you get in, you get the job, just perform. If you can't perform, you're gonna lose it. Like, you're not gonna stay there for very long. But if you can keep up and you can perform, then there shouldn't be a problem.
You agree?
Okay, you have to perform, and
so if you made something about like, oh, I'm just so confident, and then you turn out you're not confident, but you got the job, it's like, well, I got the job, and now I'm secure. What are they gonna do? Just delete me? Like, because I'm not confident.
You know, somebody can fucking fire you whenever they want, right?
No, I know that, but also a lot of people they're not thinking about it like that, and also it's not like you're grossly misrepresenting your skills. If you say you're
I
confident,
don't know shit about no 9-to-5 jobs. I don't know about those things. I've only ever done stuff like entertainment-wise.
well, yeah, we're in the industry
And
where
it-
lying is the most prudent, where people lie the most. This is
Yeah, but
literally
if you fucking lie and you get caught, it's like, what the fuck, you fucking fraud?
the fuck is that noise?
Okay, so this is the end of the thing, but I honestly think, like, I get where she's coming from with this, but I do think Connor has a point when he says, like, you don't need to be confident. You can say that you're confident, and then, I mean, like, once you get it, you can... It's a VTuber. You can say, like, your VTuber's meant to look like a shy little baby. So, I mean, you can work around problems that you have and make it work. Or you can just, as I said, try to put on some kind of character and persona in order to seem confident. Anyways, that's really all I had to say. I really don't think Connor's opinion was all that terrible. In the context of the whole clip, it's fine. He has a point. I do think he came on a bit strong with his opinion because the way he kind of portrayed it made it sound like you have to lie about a lot of things when it's like, I think what he meant is that you have to twist the truth. He said that later, but twist the truth about little things to make yourself look better for jobs. I don't think he was attacking anyone. He's giving like a theoretical scenario. I hope this cleared things up. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. And also, I'm sorry that I didn't, you know, live stream late at night yesterday. I thought I would, but things changed. Now I'm going to be doing Weird Core Wednesdays today, which is Thursday. I know it's late, but yeah, we're gonna do it today. And I'm gonna bring Faust with me, so that'll be fun. Anyways, see you guys later. Say bye, Charles. And I'm out.